Hey, all you eager achievers out there, this is Dr. M again, bringing you another cool tip for you parents out there who are struggling with e-learning and trying to figure this all out as the rest of our country is doing the same. I want to talk to you today about creating that routine. And I encourage you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel or visit my website, drmelindamansfield.com. And if you ever have any requests, I want to hear from you. I want to hear how you're doing and how it's going with e-learning and how I can help and what videos I can post each week. So be sure to let me know and drop me a line. So here are our tips of the day. We're going to be discussing at-home e-learning, creating systems that work, a routine. I'm going to be showing you three different items that kind of can help you as a parent, because many of the parents who come to me say, Dr. Mansfield, I'm really having trouble with working and knowing that my child is doing what they need to be doing for the day. So here are I'm going to show you three things. I'm going to show you a daily check-in form that you can create, a checklist that you can create through Google Sheets, and then a bingo card that you can create through Google Slides. So those are super fun things to create. And once it does take a lot of time up front. So like, for example, the bingo card took me a couple of hours to create, but you can, once you create one, you can just make copies and go from there. It doesn't have to be that hard after that. So next week's video, I just want to give you a heads up. I'm going to talk to you about supplemental academic websites. So whether your child is struggling with math or reading or coding or any of that kind of stuff, I'll give you some really cool websites I've found over the last decade or so that have been very helpful for students to help them kind of skill up a little bit if they're not doing well in the classroom. And again, if you're doing e-learning, your teacher, your student's teacher, your kid's teacher, is there to help. So reach out to them at all times if they're struggling in a certain subject. But if you don't have time to create these items, or and you're working parent, and I totally get that, just check me out on my website and I'll be glad to help you. That's what my services are for. I'm happy to help. So creating a routine. So this is super essential. So this is like an everyday, your kid knows exactly what to expect and how it's going to go. So the term getting ready is really too abstract for little ones. They need to know exactly what you mean. So you know what you want from your kids, but do they know? Spell it out for them. I remember having to create, and I did dry erase at the time, creating chore charts and exactly what I wanted my daughter to do. And so picking up all the brown teddy bears today, or picking up all the blue clothing items and put them in the hamper, things like that. Whatever is going to work best for your child's age group and for your family. So that's why we need to plan new morning routines with our children. It helps us sit down before school starts and plan out exactly what your child needs to do every morning and in the afternoon, and then have a family meeting to discuss. Have a physical or digital list comes in handy if parents are working, because they're shareable and you can check in on your phone or a computer while you're at work. So some of the items that you may want to think about putting on this list is obviously make your bed, eat breakfast, shower, brush teeth, hair, all that jazz. Fill out the morning check-in form, which I'm going to show you how to do. And then make your lunch, turn on the computer. Sometimes, if you don't have all of the up-to-date new technology, it might take time to turn on the computer. That's one of the things. Sometimes it takes time to get that computer warmed up and ready to go. So that might be one of the things on your list. So after you create this routine ahead of time, which again, it's going to take you a little bit of time to create this system. Then you're going to have your family meeting. This is super important. Whether you have 6 kids or 1, you have that family meeting so that you're all on the same page. Set up a time where the whole family can meet, and then create together a space for e-learning where the children are going to have all the resources they need at hand. So some tangible things that you might want to do to create that little space are these like rolling boxes that have like drawers, and you can use those to your advantage too. So not only to just hold their supplies that they need for the day, but also you can actually create bingo sheets that have like drawers that they have to complete during the day, whether that's soft skills or a sheet of paper that says do 30 minutes of Khan Academy, which is a math resource that I'll talk about next week. So you can have those things in those drawers, and once they complete 10 of those boxes or something like that, they can get their reward. So all of that's in one spot. Your tangible worksheets that you have them do, or coloring pages or whatever, all that's catered to that child and specific to that child in that space. So even if you just have a kitchen table because your space is limited, you can use different tape to tape off spaces that your child specifically gets to use, and then pull that roll-on cart over to their space when they need it. So these can be organized in such a way so that your kid has their ownership over their own spot. Discuss daily and weekly expectations, and those daily routines need to have some type of a list where they can check off, or they're held accountable for chores, academics, all that jazz. Discuss what those expectations are daily and what the weekly expectations are. So maybe you have a weekly chore chart where on Thursdays the trash needs to be taken out, but on Tuesday you do a load of laundry or whatever. Whatever works best for your family, you get to have that empowerment and be in charge. Consequences and rewards need to be daily and weekly. The first week is going to be your worst week because they're going to come at you like a spider monkey, and they're going to hate it, and they're going to complain and freak out. But if you stay consistent and follow through with your consequences and rewards, they're going to get on track. I promise you, it's not going to be total chaos forever. Probably the first week, it's going to be awful, but you're going to get through it. I know you can do it. List of contacts to ask for help. This is important too. So if they're little, they don't know really how to contact their teacher unless it's like they're doing synchronized or like face-to-face through video chat learning. So have a list there of people that they can contact, or if you create a system like, hey, if you filled out on your daily check-in list that you didn't understand something yesterday or whatever, I can contact you at 9 o'clock tomorrow and help you with that. Kids have tiny attention spans, so we want to make sure that we get to them as fast as possible. So how do we do this? So I'm just going to show you 3 different items, but there's so many more ways that you can set up this routine. And teachers are known for beg, borrow, and steal. We collaborate, we talk to each other, we say, oh, that was a cool resource, how do you use it, blah, blah, blah. And we take them and we modify them. We're notorious for this. There's no reason why you couldn't be too. But I'm going to show you 3 ways to kind of do this. So the first thing you need to know is if you have a Gmail account, you have a Google Drive, okay? And so the first thing we're going to talk about is the daily check-in, the morning check-in, which can be shared with you in real time, and you can get a timestamp of when they did it, so you know that they're at least out of bed, which was last week's presentation. So the way you would do that is you go to New, and then you go down to More, and you hit Google Forms. That's all you do to create your Google form. It does take a while to first create it, and there are templates out there. But here is the one that I made for a 6th grader for one of my clients. So you can add like cool little headliner things up here. You can just use one of the automated themes that are already in the system. That's the super easy thing to do for parents. So I highly recommend doing that one. But you can create these little sections. And I'll put it in the view that a student or your child could see it. Da, 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 da. I feel like I need Jeopardy music when it's loading. So you have this area here where it says beginning of the day. This is how they would see it. So page 1 of 2. So if you sent this to them, they would see this part. They have to put in their email address. That creates that little timestamp for you to know that they're ready to go. They're out of bed. And then we have, oh, it's not going to let me do it because I'm not a student. So let me go back here. So then we have the check-in questions that they have to answer, and you can make it so that they have to answer it. So if I click on this required button, they can't get to the next question unless they answer it. So what is the first thought that came to your mind this morning? They can put that in there. How they're feeling, you can put all these buttons in there, or you can just have the words. And then you can go on to say, do you have anything to tell me? This can be about school or life in general. Were you able to find all of your work today? Do you need any help getting started? What questions do you have about your assignments? You can literally create this to the needs of your family. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, I have no time to do that. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you need. It doesn't need to have like all of these, cute emojis and stuff like that. But there are ways out there. If you Google how to use a Google form, it'll teach you how to use it if you're not familiar. And this is what I do for a living, and I love to do it. So my services provide this. So if you don't have time in the day to do this, totally check out my website, drmelindamansfield.com. So let's move on to the next one, the to-do list. This is the most simple one you can ever do. I do this with a lot of my older clients, well, the parents of kids that are older. And this one is really easy because this is a Google Sheet. Again, you're doing the My Drive, and you'll be hitting the new button, and you'll do Google Sheets. But if you go here into this little arrow, it'll give you a template, like different templates they have. This literally was a template. I barely changed anything except for the directions for the student, and made it possible to create whatever I wanted in here. So I changed the dates in here to times. So for that parent that needed me to create this, we just created time. So the student actually put in the time that they finished with that item, and then they literally just check it off, and it erases, or it crosses it out. So you can do this daily, or you can create a weekly one, and you can go down here and you can create different tabs for each day. So this one is for Monday. And so like it just has things on there: get dressed, eat before 8:30. They checked it off. They put the time as 8:28 that they finished. And again, this is shareable, just like, and I forgot to show you on the form, on this form, it's the same way. You can send the link to your child and they can do it. On the to-do list, same thing. Share means send. So you hit that share button, and you can either get a link or you can send it directly to their Gmail. If they have a school email, it's probably Gmail, so it'll work. The next thing that I wanted to show you is the bingo sheets. These are kind of cool to print off, or you can actually have them, you can share it with them and have them highlight everything in red when they're finished with that box or something like that. But these probably should be printed off. So you choose one activity in each column 3 days per week. Once you hit 5 across, up, down, or diagonal, you'll receive 10 achiever points and cash those points in for your prize. So this can actually be done like daily. You can have them do, make sure that they hit 5 across or whatever daily, or you can have it done once a week or whatever. However you want to do it, you're the parent. You get to choose and create this however you need to. So let me show you that this can be done like for regular academics or a chore chart or extras or whatever. And you can also create one in a different language so that they are practicing that different language as well. So these are just some ideas. And there are templates out there, beg, borrow, and steal, like I said. And remember that share button is right up there. So if you want them to do this electronically, they can. And you will get that in your email, a real time stamp of when they're working on it and when they're completing it. So here, you know, for like math, maybe they want to create a Quizlet flashcards with multiplications of 4. So this again is this one is for a 3rd grader. So for older students, it would be different, but this is designed so it's differentiated to your child's needs. So these are some kind of cool things that you can add on here. You can do soft skills. I think it's really, really important to practice those soft skills every day, like memorization techniques. If they can do TikTok, they can do memorization techniques because your brain is a muscle. You got to practice it the same way. So those are some interesting things that you can put on your little bingo card for them to complete. So that being said, I think that is kind of what I had for you today. Yeah, again, beg, borrow, and steal. Talk to other people, understand what they're doing in their households, and it can give you some ideas that can help you make sure that this e-learning thing goes well this year. So I want to just thank you all for watching, and I want to encourage you to keep on soaking up and skill up because you are empowered to do this. I want you to feel that that there is no task that's too big for you. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you need a quick tip or reach out, there's my email address there or my website. And I just encourage you to have a great week. Stay consistent. I just think that you guys are amazing and awesome and wonderful, and you guys have a great week. Bye.